Hey lovelies! So a few weeks ago, I asked you what you wanted to see more of on the channel, and the resounding answer was breakfast, breakfast, breakfast. Healthy breakfast to be more specific. And today I am answering that call with 3 delicious gluten-free muffin ideas. These are really yummy. We've got 2 savory, 1 sweet. They're easy to make, and what I love most about muffins for breakfast is that they're perfect for grabbing and going. And since I know a lot of us have really busy schedules, they're wonderful to have on hand. Today, I'm going to get started by sharing the base recipe for these muffins with you. And then the best part is, once you've got the base recipe down, you can go ahead and add any mix-ins you like, but I'm going to show you 3 of my favorite flavor combinations. First up though, let's get started with our base. Now, the body of these muffins is actually going to be some oat flour. Oat flour is really easy to make. You basically pop your oats into your blender or your food processor and give them a quick pulse. You'll end up with this nice fine powder. It's really great. You can also buy oat flour now at most supermarkets, so totally up to you. It's really important that you look for gluten-free oats. Some oats are not made in facilities that are completely wheat-free, so especially if you are celiac or have a serious sensitivity to wheat, you want to make sure you're working with gluten-free oats. To that, I'm going to add some coconut sugar, a little bit of baking powder, and some baking soda for lift. I'm going to whisk all of my dry ingredients together to make sure they're nice and well incorporated and everything gets a good even lift while they're cooking. Then I will turn my attention to my wet ingredients. In this case, I'm using a combination of melted butter, a little bit of milk, and 2 eggs. If you wanted to skip the melted butter in this recipe, you could definitely replace it with a little bit of vegetable or canola oil instead. I'm going to whisk this all together until those eggs are well beaten. Then our final step will be to pour our wet ingredients into our dry ingredients and give it a good mix. At this point, once you've got your base batter made, you can pretty much add in anything you like. First up, I'm going to be making some Western flavored muffins. If you've ever had a Western omelet, then you probably already know that the combination of cheddar cheese, chopped ham, bell pepper, and finely chopped red onion is so super tasty. So we're going to get all of that tastiness into our batter, give it a good stir until it's well combined, and then use an ice cream scoop to transfer it into a muffin tin that I've just lined with some cupcake liners. I always love to use an ice cream scoop for this. I just think it's a better way of doing things. Once I've got all that goodness in my muffin tin, I'm going to bake it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 25 minutes or so. What you're looking for is for a fork to come out clean when you stick it into the center. That's how you know they're ready. And once they're out of the oven, you've got delicious, protein-packed Western muffins that any cowboy would approve of. For my next flavor combination, I'm going to be whipping up some Mediterranean-inspired muffins. To my base batter, I am adding some crumbled feta cheese. I've got some roasted red peppers that I finely chopped. These add a little bit of sweetness to these, which I love, some of that natural sweetness. To offset that natural sweetness, we are adding some Kalamata olives, which are nice and salty. For some freshness, we've got some freshly chopped basil going in here. And finally, I have got some Greek seasoning for good measure. Give it a stir, and then once again, transfer it into your muffin tin and bake it the very same way. These are super flavorful and perfectly balanced. They've got a little bit of sweetness from those roasted red peppers, plus some saltiness from that feta and those olives. I would actually recommend serving them with just a little bit of tzatziki sauce, the perfect finish. Finally, if you are the kind of person who craves sweets in the morning, then you will love my very berry flavored muffins. These ones start once again with my base batter. To that, I am going to add a nice combination of fresh berries. I've got some raspberries, some blueberries, some blackberries here. I'm also going to add a little bit of maple syrup for some sweetness and some flavor, a little vanilla extract, and finally, I'm going to finish this recipe off with a good sprinkle of chia seeds, which we know are absolutely awesome for us. We'll give that a stir, get it into our muffin tin, and then into the oven. And what you end up with are some very delicious muffins that you can feel very, very good about. I hope these tasty muffins help make your mornings just a little more inspired and that you'll give them a try in your own kitchens. If you do, as always, be sure to tweet me, Instagram me, or Snapchat me a photo because I always love seeing your creations. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my Food Network series. It's called Better Than Takeout. It's available on their YouTube channel right now, and I am really, really excited about it. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Finally, if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe because there is lots more deliciousness where this came from.